But I thought our positioning was really good and how we worked the ball, kept the patience, and it was a brilliant cross by Damari. And then Jimmy does what he's done all his career. So yeah, at that point, you felt it was coming, and because we had a really good chance, we collected before that. But then once we get the goal, we feel then that the momentum's really with us, and our play was really good, but we just couldn't make the last pass. So yeah, but it's a terrific point for us. Okay, you want to win the game, but I think someone was telling us only the second point for Leicester here in the history of the Premier League. So yeah, we're disappointed we couldn't win it, but we take our point, and it could be vital for us.
Brendan, I'm going to be quiet now because I think Radio Leicester want to ask you a few questions. I think they're live as we speak, so I'll come back to you, mate.
And then they get on the score sheet.
Okay, Pipes, I think Brendan Rodgers is available now to speak to Ian String.
Brendan, hi, it's Ian Stringer up in the commentary box. I hope you're able to hear us with a few technical issues. Again, I've not heard your answers earlier on in the press conference, so my apologies. The sooner we can see each other face to face, the better for that reason. I'd like to talk to you about the first half. 1-0 at half time. Clearly, you had instructions and they were carried out in the second period. But I'd love to talk about your goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel, who got man of the match tonight for his performances and how important he was in that first period to give you the ability to build in the second half.
Yeah, he made a couple of great saves, Kasper. We actually started the game fairly well. It showed good composure. But then the game started to get too stretched for my liking, and then they get the goal. And then we've got a spell of 15, 20 minutes where the game becomes basketball. And like you say, Kasper ended up having to make two really, really good saves for us in that period. So, yeah, we just then, I felt we just tried to rush the last pass, once we went behind in the game. Because once we connected the game quickly through the lines, we were a threat moving into the final third. But we didn't do that often enough. We were too rushed and trying to make the last pass. So tried to reinforce that at half time, and then second half was much better.
Yeah, do you think you were braver in the second half, Brendan? It seemed as though your wing back certainly pushed on a little higher, and you seemed a little braver on the ball in the second period. Is that a fair comment, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's something that's ongoing with this team, and I think it shows you that's the youthfulness of it, where there's a lot of coaching required with them, and that's going to take time. But it's then how they react to the instruction and how they can then take that in. And like you see in a lot of the second halves, we do very well. We score goals, and that's great because it means that the team is very much coachable. So, but yeah, I think that we started with a good confidence. They then started to stretch in behind us a little bit too often, and then we didn't quite press the game well enough, and then we didn't keep the ball well enough. And that obviously isn't a good combination, and that was for a period of the first half. But second half, I thought was totally different. Started the game more aggressive in our pressing, and then we were faster with the ball and just could sustain that much better. 11v11, I thought we had a great chance with Kelechi to score off his left side, which we disappointed he didn't. But we kept going, and then 11v10, I thought positionally, like we've seen a few times, we worked it really, really well and got the goal we deserved.
Does VAR deserve a lot of credit tonight, Brendan, and particularly referee Chris Kavanagh for having the wherewithal to go and look at the screen and issue the red card?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that when you obviously see it like he has, then we've seen it afterwards. It was a clear red card. I'm not sure the kids tried to. I think he's just stretching Eddie to get the contact, but it ended up being a horrific challenge. So thankfully JJ was able to play on with it, but it was definitely deserving of a red card.
Absolutely right. Finally, Brendan, I wonder whether you're able to give us an update on your injuries. I know we'll speak a little closer to the Bournemouth game, but how is Ben Chilwell and how are James Maddison in the last couple of days? Is there any possibility of those pair playing on Sunday?
Well, we'll assess that over the next few days, Ian. Obviously, players are very important players for us, but we'll just see how they are. over the next few days, and then assess it from there.
Appreciate your time, Brendan. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks, Ian.
Okay, Rob Dorset, do you want to pick up from there?
Thanks, thank you. Brendan, Mikel Arteta has told us that if Eddie Nketiah's challenge was a red card, then Jamie Vardy should have seen red as well. His argument is that Nketiah was sent off for a dangerous tackle that had no intent in it, and he felt when Jamie Vardy's boot made contact with Mustafi's head, it was exactly the same scenario. What are your thoughts?
To be honest, Rob, I can't even remember that one.
It was just before half-time, and Mustafi ended up with some nasty-looking grazes on his head. Jamie, they fell over, and Jamie's boot made contact with Mustafi's head.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, to be honest, and I wasn't. I didn't even think about looking at it afterwards with us. So yeah, obviously, Mikel will have his feelings on it. But I think with Eddie Nketiah's, it was like I said. I think it was certainly not intentional, but it was definitely dangerous on the stretch to go in studs up, and you see the contact right on the knee. So no, I feel the referee made a good decision on that one.
The two leading contenders for the Golden Boot both scored tonight. Jamie Vardy really wanted that one, I suspect. Yeah,
for the team as much as himself. He's a team player, Jamie. He's constantly running, working, and was a real threat. I thought the subs came into the game and made a great impact for us. Very happy with the how we dealt with that pressure. We're 1-0 down, but we know we need to move the ball quicker. But I thought second half we were excellent. 11v11 and 11v10.
Are you a little bit disappointed that maybe you didn't get all 3 points? I think it's one of those games where Mikel Arteta said he's a bit disappointed they didn't get 3 points as well, because they were probably the better side in the first half and had some chances certainly in the second half of the first half. But then you guys did so well in the second half as well, and against 10 men with the last 15 minutes had some chances yourselves.
Yeah, listen, I'm happy with the response that I got from the team at half time. I think the focus in the game was very, very good. I think we showed enough quality and played the game well in that second half to merit winning the game. However, it can be a very, very important point for us. I think it's only the second point that someone tells me that Leicester have had here for the Premier League history. So we're greedy, but we sometimes have to accept that we just didn't make the final pass in the final third of the pitch. But the players gave everything in the game. They had to show a real quality and spirit in the second half to come out against a team that are really at the height of their confidence, having won the last 4 games. But we've come here and we showed what we're capable of, which was very important. And we're disappointed we didn't win, but we have to accept the point, and I think it can be a very, very important point for us.
So, man, thank you, Brendan.
Cheers. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, anything for anybody else? Okay, fine. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Safe trip home.